Welcome back, everybody, or if it's your first time watching one of my videos, my name's Chris, and today I am going to be grabbing the backhoe and trying to smooth out the roadway that goes back towards the sawmill a bit. I'd still like to get a bunch of fill to really smooth it out good, but for now there's quite a few big ruts and whatnot back there. In the springtime it gets extremely muddy, and we have to get back through there with the tractor to feed the cows and whatnot, so it leaves a lot of really big ruts and stuff. And now we've had a lot of dry weather, summer's come in, it's kind of dried out a lot, so I think I'm safe to go back there and do a bit of work on it, try to get it somewhat leveled off and some of those ruts filled in a little bit, so that when I get some fill here in the near future, be a lot easier to smooth it out. So we've got the pallet forks on right now. They're no good for making a roadway. They're good for loading logs onto the sawmill, but I've got a bucket for the backhoe, so I'm gonna go over and put the bucket on, and then we'll head back. There it is. It's not covered up by the long grass just yet. Alright guys, figured I'd jump out, show you what we're looking at. The whole roadway back here to the sawmill is pretty needs attention, but the worst part's right in here behind me. I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but these are some pretty deep ruts that could really be smoothed out. Like you can see, up to about here on me, so if I can get this kind of somewhat smoothed out, I'll be happy. So that's this is definitely the worst part of it all. So I have basically zero experience trying to grade stuff or use a backhoe, so this is going to be kind of fun and interesting for me, I think. So I'm going to set you guys up here and see how I make out. So this is definitely the worst part of it in here, so I'm gonna set you guys up, attack this, and see how I make out. So I keep hitting this frickin' rock. It's being a big pain, so I'm gonna just get this out of here. So I think I'm doing pretty good for my first attempt. I'm working on this whole straight stretch from, it's not the whole trail, but I'm working on the straight part to basically where you can see back to the backhoe there. And where my backhoe is, that's where you go into the sawmill. So I'm doing pretty good. Like there's not any of those big potholes now. It's fairly smooth here, but so some of the things when you're, it's hard to pick out the little things when you're up in the cab. It's hard to see, like this this rut here, it doesn't look too bad when you're up in the cab, but then you get out and it's a pretty big rut and stuff. Like I can see there's like a big hump here and stuff like that, but I mean, this is a farm, it's not a highway or anything, so I think I'm doing pretty good. I might just do a couple more passes just to get it as smooth as I possibly can, and then I'll head up there around the bend and work on that little section that's not as bad, so it shouldn't take me quite as long. I don't know if it showed up on camera or not, but had a bit of a flat tire there, so I needed to get her up to the shed and get some air into it. It really becomes a lot more apparent once you get a bunch of dirt in the bucket, because it really puts some weight on it. But anyways, this is looking really good in my opinion. It's getting really smoothed out, and I'm really happy with the job that I did for my first attempt at something smoothing something this big out with the backhoe. So it's definitely not perfect, but it's a farm and it gets soft when it gets wet anyways. So there's a few little spots like in here that could be flatter, but it is what it is. And man, compared to all the potholes that were in through here and all the ruts that were in through here at the start, I think I did quite a bit in the hour or two that I was here doing this, so really happy with that. Anyways guys, that's going to be everything for me today. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.